Have you ever believed that women fall in love with the nicest guy, the richest, the most handsome? Most of us were raised to think that if you treat her well, show her you're successful, and maybe throw in a good smile, you'll win her heart. But what if I told you that's all a lie? Yeah, what if I told you that women don't fall in love with you, not the real you? Not your job, your looks, or even your personality. They fall in love with how you make them feel. It sounds unfair, right? But think about it. Ever seen a woman leave a kind, stable guy for someone who's unpredictable, even flawed, but makes her heart race? That's not a mistake. That's biology. That's psychology. We've been told to chase love by improving ourselves, but the truth is emotions decide love, not logic. And if you don't understand that, you'll keep wondering why your best efforts still leave you feeling invisible. So in this video, I'm going to flip your perspective. Not just about love, but about you. Because the moment you understand what really moves a woman's heart, everything changes. This isn't just a lesson about dating. It's a lesson about power. It's a power of presence. It's a power of emotion. And the power of being the man she feels, not just the man she sees. So stay with me, because what comes next might just rewire how you see everything. Let me tell you something most men never realize until it's too late. A woman doesn't fall in love with you, not your job title, not your six-pack, not even your nice guy personality. She falls in love with the feeling she gets when she's around you. It's not about your resume. It's about the emotional spark, the way you make her feel alive, curious, seen, desired. It's not about logic. It's about experience. Have you ever wondered why a woman chooses the guy who makes her laugh, who teases her, who surprises her over, the man who checks all the boxes on paper? That's called emotional imprinting. It's when a moment becomes so emotionally intense that it burns into her memory, good or bad. That's why she still thinks about the guy who challenged her, who left her wondering, the one who made her heart race, not the one who always said the right things. See, most men are taught to convince a woman to love them, okay? They try to prove their worth with stability, kindness, and logic, okay? But love isn't something you persuade someone into, it's something you ignite. Think back, what made your favorite memories unforgettable? Was it safety, or was it intensity? That's what women chase, not perfection, not predictability, but feeling. And if you miss this truth, you'll keep showing up as the perfect candidate and still be invisible. So stop trying to impress her with facts and start creating moments she feels. That's what stays. That's what matters. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever texted her and then stared at your phone, waiting, minute by minute, hour by hour, and when nothing comes back, your mind starts spiraling? Did I say too much? Is she losing interest? Now flip the script. Think about someone who was too available for you. Someone who always said yes, who replied instantly, who never gave you the chance to wonder. Did it feel exciting or exhausting? The truth no one tells you. Attraction lives in anticipation. When you're always, they're always chasing, always giving, always saying yes. You create no tension, and without tension, there's no spark. Women are not wired to value what feels too easy, too certain. The moment she knows you're hers without effort, her brain relaxes. And when the brain relaxes, desire fades. It's not about playing games. It's about being a man who values himself enough to not overextend. High-value men don't chase, they lead. They don't flood her inbox, they leave space for her to miss them. They don't hand over their time, they make her earn moments of connection. Because the second she stops wondering where you stand, she stops feeling the thrill. And love without mystery, it dies in predictability. So stop running after her. Start walking toward your purpose. Let her catch up if she's meant to. You've heard it before, right? She says she wants a nice guy, so you try, you listen, you agree, You never argue. You make her feel comfortable, and yet she drifts, loses interest, or worse, says you're too nice and treats you like a backup plan. Here's the truth: most men miss. Women don't want a man who's always agreeable. They want a man who's unshakable. There's a big difference between being kind and being spineless. A man who never says no, never challenges her, never stands his ground. He may seem safe, but deep down, he doesn't feel real. Because if a man can't stand up to her, how will he stand up for her? Attraction isn't built on comfort, it's built on trust. And trust comes from strength, not forceful dominance, but quiet, immovable presence. It's why the most magnetic men aren't loud. They're not flashy. They're stoic, calm under pressure, composed under chaos. A woman doesn't need another emotional sounding board. She doesn't want a mirror of her mood swings. She wants to feel something solid. A man who doesn't flinch when she tests him. A man who leads with calm, not control. So if you think being a good guy means being passive, think again. Be kind, but be strong. Be soft when it matters, but still when it counts. Because in the end, she won't fall for the man who pleases her. She'll fall for the man she can respect. Here's a hard pill to swallow. She's not in love with you, not really. She's in love with the version of you her mind created. We all do this. It's called cognitive projection, where we see someone not as they are, but as we hope they are. She takes a few facts, a few feelings, okay, and fills in the rest with her own story. That's why you can be doing everything right, being kind, showing up, staying consistent, and still watch her drift away. Because the story in her mind changed, okay? And when the narrative shifts, so does the feeling. It's not about who you truly are. It's about how she perceives you want. That perception is fragile. It's predictable, too available. You go from mysterious and magnetic to safe and boring in the blink of an eye. But here's the twist. You can influence the story she tells herself. How? By creating emotional contrast and not always being available. By mixing comfort with distance. By being close enough to touch, but far enough to wonder. Think about it. Do you remember the people who are always there? Or the ones who left you wondering? Scarcity creates value. Unpredictability creates fascination. Cane and emotion real, raw, rising and falling is what makes love feel alive. If you want her to stay, don't just be present, be unforgettable. And to do that, you have to stop being too easy to reach. Love might spark the connection, but it's emotional safety that makes a woman stay. You see, okay? Female emotions don't move in straight lines. They shift like tides. One day, she's full of warmth. The next, she may pull away without explanation. It's not manipulation, it's biology. It's how her nervous system responds to the world, and in that shifting sea of feelings, she's not looking for another wave. She's looking for an anchor, not a man who fights her moods, not a man who shuts down when she spirals, but a man who holds steady when the storm comes. We've been told that stoic means cold, detached, emotionless, calm. Truly stoic man isn't distant, he's present, calm, centered. He doesn't react just because she does. He doesn't try to fix her emotions. He simply holds space for them without losing himself in the process. That's the kind of man a woman can trust, not just to protect her, but to protect himself from her chaos. And when she sees that no matter what emotion she's in, you remain composed, kind, unshaken, that's when she stops testing the tea. That's when she starts resting, not because she has to, but because she finally can. And that's what makes her stay. Not just love, but the quiet, powerful knowing that with you, she's safe. So here's what it all comes down to. Love isn't something you earn by pleasing. It's not about checking all the boxes, saying all the right things, or molding yourself into the perfect guy. Real love, lasting, magnetic, unforgettable love comes from who you are at your core. It comes from the quiet strength of a man who doesn't chase approval, but radiates presence. The kind of man who doesn't try to control her feelings, but knows how to hold his own. A man who creates emotional impact, not with words, but with calm certainty. That's the Stoic man. He doesn't get shaken by silence. He doesn't bend for validation. He lets her feel his absence as much as his presence. And because of that, she can't forget him. So, if you've been trying too hard, step back. If you've been seeking her attention, return to your center. If you've lost yourself in her, reclaim your rhythm. Because the man who owns himself fully, fearlessly, unapologetically, he doesn't beg for love. He becomes the experience she can't walk away from. Stay grounded, stay unshaken, stay stoic, and let them chase.